YouTube? This is Sam from TeamSamuraiX1 here, and today, guys, I'm coming at you with my updated dinosaur deck profile for the post-November 6th, 2017 ban list. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. The good thing about this deck is that this deck is going to be really budget. For those of you who are budget players and want to have a chance to compete in today's metagame, I would recommend you guys picking this deck up because essentially you can pick up, 3 Dino Smasher Fury structure deck and build a solid dinosaur competitive deck. In this deck, guys, there's going to be no Ash Blossoms and things like that in the main deck. If you guys have those cards, you guys can actually incorporate them into your deck if you guys would like. But this type of deck is actually catered towards those who are on a budget and I actually want to compete in today's metagame, and this deck is actually very powerful as well to compete in today's meta right now. So not just because it's budget doesn't mean that it's not good. So this deck is absolutely incredible. If you guys want to help support the channel, I have a new updated dinosaur playmat with the new link zones on the playmat. So if you guys are interested in that, make sure you guys message me on my Facebook page. I do free shipping to Canada and USA. International shipping may cost extra, and these mats will include all the link zones for those of you who are loving zones and things like that. So make sure you guys message me on my Facebook page to get your dinosaur playmat today. Alright, guys, so without further ado, let's get started. Start off with a monster real quick. You want to play, of course, double Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. This card is the best card in the deck aside from Oviraptor, of course. Oviraptor gets you access to Conductor as quickly as possible, and once this card steps foot on the field, you know what I mean? It's probably the scariest thing ever because if your opponent has no out to this card, you pretty much just win the duel. Especially with cards like Miscellaneosaurus in your hand, to ditch it to the graveyard to make sure that your Ultimate Conductor Tyranno is unaffected by card effects and things like that. It's just absolutely amazing. So Conductor Tyranno, once it comes out, flips all the monsters face down, and you can easily just attack each and every single monster on the field, and then just basically deal 1,000 damage for each card that's sent to the graveyard off its effect, which is really powerful. And you always want to go second with this deck, so that way you can just OTK your opponent with Tyranno and cards like Chambaro and things like that. So double Conductor, very standard to play in a dinosaur based deck. You guys don't know what this card does. Triple Soul Eating Oviraptor. This card gets you access to Conductor and any of your dinosaur monster direct from your hand. The fact that you can search cards like Dogoran to get rid of cards like Sleeper is just really amazing as well. So Oviraptor is just amazing for that. And remember, guys, the secondary effect can revive back Ultimate Conductor Tyranno from the graveyard if Conductor Tyranno was summoned properly. Up to our 1-ounce level 4, you want to play, of course, 1 Miscellaneosaurus. The one lonely Miscellaneosaurus, guys, it's at 1. As soon as you use Miscellaneosaurus effect, that turn, you know you're going to be OTKing your opponent. So, card's really amazing to actually 2-hour cards, the Jirachi, and also play cards like DDR to actually revive this card back from the banish pile, so that way that you can utilize its effect once again. So, 1 Miscellaneosaurus, really good card, especially paired off with Conductor Tyranno. 1 Giant Rex. One of the cards that you actually want to bring out of Baby Ceratosaurus effect, and of course when it gets banished you basically get a special minute back, which is really awesome. So the way you actually banish this card are off cards like Ultra Evolution Pail, Conductor Tyranno, and even off Miscellaneosaurus effect. So Giant Rex is just really good for that. So 1 Giant Rex. And last but not least, for the level 4 monster that I'm playing in the deck is 1 Smasher X. The reason why you play this card is because 1, it's a 2000 beat stick, and 2, it's a normal monster. So Lost World can actually protect this card, and you can trigger off cards like Survival's End's effect with Smasher X on the field, which is really amazing. And it's one of the cards that you actually want to bring out Baby Ceratosaurus effect if you already have cards like Giant Rex or Miscellaneosaurus on the field or in the graveyard. So it's one of the good cards you can actually bring off Baby Ceratosaurus, so that way that you can trigger off Lost World's effect. So the 1 Smasher X is just in there for that. Next off to the babies, you're going to play, of course, triple Baby Ceratosaurus. You guys don't know how powerful Baby Ceratosaurus is. The fact that you can use Ultimate Conductor Tyranno to actually pop it in your hand, so that way you can trigger out cards like Oviraptor directly from the deck is just really amazing. And this card basically helps you push for more combo plays and just applies a lot of damage on the board and applies more pressure on the board by bringing out more dinosaur monsters directly from the deck, which is really awesome. So triple Baby Ceratosaurus, and I don't play Petit Pteranodon because they're not playing a diagram based deck, so I believe that Petit Pteranodon is definitely not needed in the deck in my personal opinion. So there's no point of playing a lot of babies in the deck. So I think that 3 Baby Ceratosaurus is definitely solid enough to play in the deck. And last but not least, you're gonna play, of course, 1 Jirachi, and the reason why you play him is because you can actually have access to Trishula, and most importantly, you have access to Chambaro, so that way you can OTK your opponent, which is really awesome as well. So that's pretty much it for the dinosaur aspect of the deck, guys. You want to go second you want to go second 100% of the time, and you want to try to bring out cards like the Chambaro and also Conductor Tyranno out as quickly as possible. Off to our going second cards, we're gonna play cards like the 1 Maxi, okay, the best hand trap in the game, triple Ghost Ogre, and Snow Rabbit. It's probably one of the most inexpensive hand trap in today's metagame. If you guys were to think about it, cards like Ash, Drone Lock, and things like that are just really expensive. So Ghost Ogre is definitely a good alternative for playing those cards. You know, so that way you actually don't break your budget and things like that. So that way you guys don't go over your budget. I believe a Ghost Ogre is one of the cheapest hand traps right now, so you guys can actually have access to this card. So triple Ghost Ogre is just really good. The one Kamungus, one Gamma Seal, and one Dogaran. You're playing 3 Kaijus in the deck because you're playing Interrupted Kaiju Slumber. You want to go second, as I said before, and you want to try to basically wreck your opponent as quickly as possible with cards like Slumber and also Kaijus. So that way you can potentially just OTK your opponent easier. So triple Kaiju, Dogaran is just a really good card because it's searchable off Oviraptor. And last but not least, if you open up this card every single game, you're pretty much gonna win the duel. Gofu. I always want to see Gofu. This card is amazing. It's a free deco talker, and it's also a free Ninguitsu, which is really amazing as well. So that way you can just apply more damage on the board. So that's pretty much it for cards that are really good going second. You have a lot of cards, like you have about, what's it called, 8 cards going second, especially to combat against today's metagame. Kaiju's is really good as well. If you guys count Dark Hole and also Slumber, you basically have 10 cards to, you know, combat against going second, which is really cool. And Conductor Triangle is just really good going second overall. Next off, for the spell cards, we're going to play, of course, Triple Lost World. This card is the reason why I'm actually playing this deck. Lost World is absolutely phenomenal. Generates tokens on your opponent's side of the field, and your opponent cannot target anything other than a token that's on their side of the field, which is really awesome. You can just generate more monsters on your opponent's side of the field, so that way that you can just OTK your opponent with Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, and also you can use Oviraptor's effect to protect the token and then destroy Baby Ceratosaurus directly from the deck, so that way that you have instant access to rank 4 XYZ, which is really nice. So Lost World is just really amazing for that, and it's really good to combo lock with Survival Zen, which I am playing in the deck, which I'll explain to you guys later why it's important in the deck. But Triple Lost World is definitely a must-off in this specific version, and you want to see Lost World as quickly as possible, so you want to play Triple Terraforming to get access to your Lost World as quickly as you can. Your searchers, triple Fossil Dig. Fossil Dig is just really amazing to search your Oviraptor, and Oviraptor equals Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, of course. Next, we're going to play Double Evolution Pill. Very standard to play in the deck to get, you know, access to your Ultimate Conductor Tyranno directly from the deck as quickly as possible, so that way you can easily OTK your opponent for tons of damage. And next off, I like to play the double DDR, Different Dimension Reincarnation. This card is actually really good to, you know, when you're banishing cards off Conductor Tyranno, so that way you can just get back cards that you banish, especially with cards like Miscellaneous Swords effect, where it banishes itself. You can always utilize its effect once again if you resolve DDR, which is really amazing. And sometimes when I would already have an Ultimate Conductor Tyranno in the graveyard, I would banish the Conductor and also another Dinosaur to bring out the other Conductor, and I'll activate DDR to revive back the Conductor. So that's a total of 7,000 damage on the board right there, which is really amazing. So DDR, one of the good cards to actually help recycle and actually OTK your opponent, which is really cool. Off to our cards that are really good going second, Slumber and Dark Hole. No Regeki in the main, because sometimes I just want to pop my own babies with Dark Hole and also Slumber, which is why these cards are just really amazing. Next off, guys, you're playing double Foolish Burial Goods and triple Survival Zen. Okay, this card is absolutely incredible, and I actually did not come up with these texts myself, so shout outs to the guy at YCS Prague that actually did pretty well with dinosaurs at the YCS. But I actually, ever since I saw that deck list, I was like, that's actually pretty interesting to actually combo off Survival Zen with Lost Worlds, things like that. So this engine is right here. It's actually a really powerful engine. For those of you who are on a budget, this card is absolutely amazing. And the Foolish Burial is just in here is because you want to send Survival Zen to the graveyard as quickly as possible, and that's why you are playing triple Lost World in the deck, because you want to combo off Lost World with Survival Zen as quickly as you can. If you guys do not know what Survival Zen effect is, that destroy as many normal monsters on the field as possible, and if you do special level 4 or lower dinosaur monsters from your deck up to the number of destroyed normal monsters on the board. Okay, so basically the cards that are the things that are count as normal monsters in the deck are definitely the tokens that you generate off Lost Worlds to your opponent. So you can activate Survival Zen, pop the tokens, bring out Oviraptor directly from the deck, which is absolutely amazing. Sometimes if you already have multiple dinosaur monsters on the field and you're basically giving your opponent more tokens, you can activate Survival Zen to basically pop at least 2 tokens to directly bring out 2 level 4 or lower dinosaur monsters directly from the deck. So that way, that 1, you have access to more monsters on the board, which means OTK, and 2, you have more access to, you know, extra deck plays like XCs or even synchro plays, which is absolutely incredible. Its secondary effect reads that you can banish this card from your graveyard, target 1 dinosaur type monster you control and 1 card your opponent controls, and destroy them. So this card, you can actually target your own Baby Ceratosaurus on the board, pop your Babysaurus and pop a card on the field, and then you can just use Babysaurus or his effect to basically special summon level 4 or lower dinosaur monster directly from the deck, which is cards like Miscellaneosaurus or Oviraptor, which is really powerful. So the fact you can actually utilize Bolt's effect in one turn is just really good. The first effect comes in handy. I destroyed 3 tokens at one time to bring out 3 dinosaur monsters directly from the deck, which is really awesome. And you want to pair these cards off, of course, with Lost World as quickly as you can. So triple Survival Zen and double Foolish Burial Goods are essentially the trap cards in the deck, and you're playing a 40 card deck in the deck. And again, shout outs to the guy at YCS Prague, and I believe that this main deck is just very solid. Alright guys, off to the side deck. Side deck guys, I'm sorry, the side deck is not budget at all, but you know, just in case, for those of you who have these expensive cards or have access to these cards, you can play these cards in your side deck. Side deck is always up to personal preference, guys. It all depends on what you guys have or what you guys want to side, but here we go. And you always want to go second anyway, so Regeki, Triple Twin, Droll, Gamma-Seo, Doggeran, these cards, searchable, Kaiju, Triple Ash, Triple Evenly Match for the side deck. Side deck is all up to personal preference, guys. You guys can play whatever you guys want, but that's just an idea on what you guys can actually side. Let's go up to the extra deck, you know, Lagia, Dolka, very standard to play in the deck. Ragnar Zero, really good because Lost Road reduces the attack. Tornado Dragon, Baguska, one of the best cards. What I do is that if I have access to Baguska first turn, I'll make Baguska, search the Tyranno, and have cards like Evolution Pill in my hand, and I basically OTK my opponent next turn, which is really awesome. So Baguska is just really good to actually help you stall. Samurai for OTKs, Abyss Dweller, a 1 decode talker named Gritsu, okay, because you get access to this card off Gofu. Proxy, double Link Spider. If you're playing against Mirror Match, you get tokens. You can just use tokens for Link Spider, which is really cool. I want 1 Black Rose Dragon. The reason why it's in here is because you are playing Gold Soldier, and sometimes I actually go Black Rose and then just blow up the entire board, which is really awesome. 1 Trish, because you can easily make it, especially with Survival's End. If you're popping multiple monsters on the board, you can just easily make Trish. And also Chambara, one of the single monsters that actually go into the most. This deck, I believe, an estimate you can get, you know, for less than $100, 100%. And the deck is just really budget. You guys don't need to play cards like Ash in the main deck. You're just basically just focusing on OTK your opponent as quickly as possible. Hence the reason why you're playing cards like Gold Soldier and also the Kaijus in the main deck, so that way you can just wreck your opponent. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, if you guys made it to the end of the video, make sure you guys hashtag in the comment section Dinosaur Master Race, so I can go there and like your comment. Okay, you guys are really awesome. You guys made it to the end of the video. Make sure you guys get your Dinosaur playmat today with the link zones. And this is Sam from Team Sam signing out. Alright guys, peace.
Friends and the family, do it for the friends of the family. Friends of the family, do it for the friends of the family. Who else? Friends of the family, do it for the friends of the family.